Tonight we'll be looking at part of your car's emission control system. The part I'm going to be replacing on the 2002 Hyundai Santa Fe is this purge control valve. It's only going to run you between $30 and $60 depending on what grade quality you get. The issue that's going to be popping up from this is probably after you fill it up with gas. That's the most common time to have a failure in this part. The reason being, the fuel leaves the tank, goes through a couple of systems, and then up into this. The purge control valve regulates how much fuel vapor is going to go into the engine, so that's the outlet. The other end feed of this, you'll see there's two things that the hose is going to go on, and then you'll have this part that snaps on there. It controls from the computer. It regulates everything electronically there. So what you're probably running into is, if this is the issue on your vehicle, once you fill up with gas, you go back in the car, you try to turn it over. It'll probably start, RPMs go up to about normal maybe, but then they immediately will drop back down, maybe even the car will die. If this is the issue, you can get on home to an auto parts store or wherever to pick you one of these up. It's not like when maybe the transmission goes out and you're just one and done on that deal. You can continue hitting the gas and keep your car alive until you put it in drive, and then it should be good to get you on home. It wouldn't pop up after that point in most cases. I'm going to go on to the gas station, see if I can replicate the issue. That'll be the next segment of the video, and hopefully that's the issue. Then we can replace this part and we'll be good to go. So I just finished filling up with gas. I'm going to see if I can replicate the issue that I had prior to getting the part in. Keep an eye on the RPM gauge, and I've got the window rolled down, so also focus on the sound of the engine, see if yours will do the same. Notice the car started there, and it's barely idling, and it's died now. Well, almost. I've hit the gas a little bit. As long as I keep my foot on the gas, and it goes back down as soon as I take my foot off the gas. So I'm going to go ahead and use both hands, get the car started and drive on home so we can finish this video. There are 6 bolts you're going to have to take off in order to get to the purge control valve. It's all the way at the back underneath this cover, so you're going to need to stretch out in order to replace it here in just a minute. But first, take these 6 10 millimeter bolts off. As you can see here, we've got the engine cover taken off now. No surprises came up during that process, just the 6 10 millimeter bolts that we had talked about before. I would like to caution everybody against jumping in here if you just got back from driving. Engine obviously produces a lot of heat, and that's going to be residual, so I'd at least wait a couple of hours. That way you're not going to get burned just trying to replace a part. I prefer to wear gloves and cut-proof sleeves. That way the sleeves are heat resistant. That way I don't burn my forearm as I'm reaching back there trying to maneuver a part out. So back to the matter at hand, we have the purge control valve. I've got it pulled up so we can see it a little better. This is it. So where it's located at on the car. This is the electrical port on it. We've talked about that before. Be sure that that's going to be facing to the right when you're standing at the front of the car looking at it. It's on the outflow side. Here are the 2 hose clamps that are holding the hoses on. You'll take a pair of pliers. It'll take 2 hands to do, so I'm not going to be able to do that while videoing. But just take your pliers, clamp down on each one of these ears, and you can slide the hose off. This is the part that takes 2 hands though, because you got to pull as you've got those depressed. You'll put those back on the same way that you take them off. You'll depress those ears and slide the hose right on. The other part of the hookup obviously is the electrical. I ran into a little bit of an issue with it. So I did some research on that electrical part of the part, and it turns out that wire that I had was actually an adapter. That way it can hook up to different make and models and still serve with one part multiple vehicles. So I went ahead and filled up with gas. It had been about a week since I changed the part. Car started up great. Didn't have any of the same issues I'd had before, so it worked for me. And like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and post it down below. Thanks.